All right, let's start the second episode.
Okay, yeah, let's start it. Now's your chance to be a big shot. The adventure of the unbreakable Speckled Band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Oh fuck, voice acting.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice
You see it, bruv.
through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter,
Hey,
and the room
Sammy.
slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson.
Wilson.
In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible Speckled Band I had ever seen.
So is a snack.
Sneaky snack.
Snack.
Danger noodle.
Danger noodle. Nope rope. 9th January, 6:37 a.m. And skip the rest.
Oh shit, anime.
Oh.
So then, let us unravel this mystery
Oh, fuck.
and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Wait, what?
Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted
Why are we in
from
anime?
inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor.
Oh my god.
Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle.
Wait, what?
A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Nani.
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
What?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one
Da.
must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
Oh my god.
Don't be absurd. This is murder. An cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
Oh my god.
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That was fantastic.
Ugh. My head is throbbing. Oh. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Oh, white screen, dude. Ah! Wait, I can't move. What the?
What kind of roleplay is
Why am I
this?
in handcuffs?
Wait, who's
So you wake up now.
Ah.
He had to drag you out of the wardrobe. Do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man.
You. Ha! You found me then.
Found you, and now you beg. Criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe?
Sorry.
Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is,
No, I'll tell you everything.
I think that's you, Acacia.
There's only one thing I'd like to know from you.
Isn't that...
Okay. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life?
Miss Susato. Wait, what did you just say to me? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma?
You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
No!
What?
Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside.
His body?
Please. Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs? Surely you don't think I...
I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please!
No. No!
Shit.
Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble?
Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study?
The name Sherlock Holmes has some history behind it. French novelist Maurice Leblanc wanted to use Sherlock Holmes in his book, but the estate of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wouldn't let him use the name, so he changed it very slightly, and yeah, he got away with it too. We love getting around stupid copyright laws. Thanks, Disney.
It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case on the floor. I thought I was gonna die.
Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Must be even less of a man than you look.
Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body.
Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you.
I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be forgiven to a stowaway.
They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure.
What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady?
From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean?
From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away.
No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this.
I suppose so.
Anyway, it's about time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. Anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, but like, what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper?
What?
And I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside.
I don't know.
Okay.
We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England, together. What?
Leave you at next port. Oh, there we go. Okay. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer.
No, I'm not a murderer.
So you can keep out on a
No,
piece of paper,
you
just
said
wants me to
before.
open something more. Well, it doesn't help that, like, they must have written it in Japanese, and these guys are Russian. Bruh.
Ah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes.
No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
Susanto-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know.
Very well. But there's something I would like to ask of you, too.
Those eyes, she looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened.
Yeah, nice katana man is dead. Okay, which one?
It don't really matter either or.
Alright. Kazuma's death, then.
He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it in another way, the culprit could only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susanto-san, you have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means there was no obvious external signs of injuries then.
That's true, yes. Okay, I guess about the incident.
Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Oh shit! Akai, thank you so much for the raid! Holy shit, hi! Welcome to Ace Attorney. Little shout out. Oh, you guys are playing Kingdom Hearts 2. Nice. Nice. Your proud mode run. Well, I'm hanging out with Tifa Strikes and Kid Viera. We're doing voices and playing the Ace Attorney. Welcome. Anyway, sorry, we can continue. Presumably that's something you'd know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say. You were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I too miss Roxas. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at the cabin door, I wonder?
I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. I hope your stream went well, Akai.
And then the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardroom somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is all very hard for me to believe, too. Trust me.
Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
Yeah, alright. Oh, my head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything.
I did tell Zigbar. Ooh, yeah, Ziggy's an asshole. I guess we could start with Stowaway.
Yep.
Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin this entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
No. That would have been impossible, obviously.
Enjoy your food. Thanks for sending everybody over here. Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you. But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand. Flashback.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you?
Oh.
It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself?
Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were so serious.
You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that.
But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then
Then what?
nothing. Forget it.
Oh no!
Hmm?
Kazuma, my secret reason to bringing you here is that I know someone will kill me and you have to solve the crime of my death. See ya! Oh my god, Marky. Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me. To avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right, yeah. Words perfectly, in fact.
Okay, last night. If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep.
Well, yeah.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yeah. Look, I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please forget it.
Utato-san, if you have to believe me. I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could have possibly have done this.
Azuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No. I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna find out exactly what happened here. I'm gonna work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to excuse me.
Hi-ya!
There it is.
What the?
That was a Susato takedown.
A what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry, prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to?
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence? I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Paper seal, dude.
Paper seal yeet.
Much.
Yes!
The paper seal, dude. Wait, what the fuck?
That.
R. Yes. Tell me, what now was discovered in the wardrobe before? Was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same thing last night as well.
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
I like the other name better than the Susato toss. Fair enough. She did the upside down do that
Name.
kinda. Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think you perhaps can help me up?
She just freaking suplex. Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here, in here at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me.
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she think I am, a magician?
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
All right, let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyways, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death.
Let's examine.
Examine some shit.
What's first, dude?
Let's start with the tape.
Dip.
Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then, I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san.
What? And what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder?
Oh dear, that won't do.
What? Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? I'm sure you're careful to look all around using left and right, aren't you?
Nah, dude, it's BM, dude.
It's left and right, dude.
No, BM, dude.
Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Yeah, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now.
Alright, next I would suggest that little, like, where the little small purple thing with, like, the skid.
Okay.
What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have been broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? Hmm?
And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Yeah, you're right. It's the color of a brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in this cabin.
Alright, let's move to the right and let's look at the katana.
His katana, no! That's Kazuma-sana's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yeah, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet.
Alright, the plate.
That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? Did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Suzato-san. I ate it at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right, so he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh no, does that mean... Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach.
Oh.
Alright, let's examine the scroll.
On the wall?
E.
Segi, the word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet you... Can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on the ship?
Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win.
Alright, next. So you already examined the message. How about the trunk?
Key? That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yeah, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Yes. I see it says, "This way up." In Japanese.
Which in hindsight I should have realized that foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown.
Alright, the desk.
Desk. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks as though the
Looks
last...
as though the last... Oh wait, sorry.
It's okay. For some reason, I sounded like Naruhodo. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
Hi-ya! That's out of the question. Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
What if something's important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it.
Bruh. Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't there a need for more clues? For clues more important?
Bruh.
Alright, next let's go to the frame, the red frame.
Red frame, okay.
These are the rule of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria.
It's essentially a list of requirements from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers may not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in the cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here.
Bruh. The shade.
Okay, let's look at the shelves.
Shelves.
The books have fallen over all on the shelf. Look. They've all toppled the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yeah, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mowed down at once.
I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san? In a fit of rage?
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder?
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess.
Okay, let's examine the call bell. I don't know what to call it. It's above the bed.
The tassel?
Yeah, that's the word.
This is... Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Oh my god. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all.
Oh.
Alright, wardrobe?
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, it did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not.
Alright, now the air duct.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when seas are rough, or something like that?
I suppose maybe that's it.
Bruh.
Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago.
Bruh.
As far as I can tell, looks like he might be European.
Is he gay or European? Oh, how did he...
You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall.
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him.
He was summoned by the servant bell, yeah.
And he's investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Space.
A.
Space.
A.
B?
No, A.
A. Lamau? Alright then, I'll get that sufficiently tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
Oh boy.
We talking to the man, the myth.
Wait, is it? Oh, examine him. Excuse me. Excuse me, do you have a moment?
This is a critical point in my investigation.
Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Greetings, I hope I haven't kept you long.
Ugh!
What
streams,
exactly
though.
were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now?
Hmm.
What?
Ah, I see. Fascinating.
Sorry, what do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me.
Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You. Been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Sorry? What?
Now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Oh, well that's true at least.
But how?
The deuce did I know that? Perhaps. It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
Of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary.
Hmm?
You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now you've traveled to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
What?
Huh?
And when the Barabon occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too.
What?
Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. You see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
What?
And you're plotting a revolution, too? It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
No, listen. There's no way I...
Hi, you eat. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous.
Bruh. She just took him at his word and decided to yeet him. How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head.
Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament. You're not?
Well, yes, maybe.
Ah, there you have it, you see. What do you make of that? Hmm?
Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of the murder. So, I'm not really sure you can call it a deduction. It's more of plain observation.
Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right.
I don't think you introduced yourself.
Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I'm none other than the greatest detective of all the century known to men and women the world over. Inimitable Sherlock Holmes!
God damn it. So, it's really you? The actual Sherlock Holmes.
Very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes!
You know this man, Suzato-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on then?
We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this?
Alright, let's chat with you.
Let's talk with them.
You're a great detective?
So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Who?
Oh my god.
Indeed, I'm none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes!
I see, you're German. Herlock, was it?
No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Holmes. Read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Oh yes, Ronst magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then?
Ooh.
Indeed I am.
And you've read so many of your own stories, you started to think you really are a detective?
Ooh.
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward.
And Mikey.
Backward.
Backward.
Copyright avoided, pretty much.
My trusted biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
You have a biographer, do you?
Isn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
Ooh.
Dr. Wilson.
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Hi, this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
Oh.
Really, I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science?
Really?
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, frozen the skin, all these things are data.
Right.
And the trained logician?
Yeah.
The trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. Ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
Oh my god.
How can you look me in the eyes and claim that?
You see, I've returned both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, tell me about Cosmo then.
Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
I'm interested to deduce anything, my dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime.
More like a star than a true
Look.
detective, apparently.
Yes, lucky for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. The handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ugh.
The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? 2 facts, you say?
Okay. Tell me about the 2 facts.
Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning?
Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yes, I understand, but what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape from the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian?
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor.
I do like that they changed it to Herlock instead of Sherlock. I know it was to avoid copyright. It's something about how wrong he constantly is gets under my shin. Sherlock is supposed to be brilliant. This guy just says things willy-nilly. I found him charming, but he's no Sherlock. I will take your word for it. I have not, like, personally gotten too much into Sherlock Holmes. So I'll take your word for it.
Spirit Otter loves that shit.
Yeah, they're the one talking
I do
about
remember that from before.
I don't know how to speak Russian, but that is a Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In the final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. But this young man, Russian.
Kazuma was Russian, was he?
Initially, I considered Garderobe maybe the name of a killer, a certain Robert Guard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong to not look inside the wardrobe there, at least.
Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly.
And so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Why is it that I'm Russian too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. If my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
No. Are school uniforms the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
And I had no idea a detective gets something so wrong.
I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details.
I took a photograph. Oh.
This.
This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yeah, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this.
Oh. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
The photograph of the crime screen has been added into the court record. I can't fucking read.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
Let's pray.
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that?
Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think?
Know what that means? Don't know what that says, but certainly, if it interests you.
How many times I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian?
Okay, tell me about your deduction.
Can we talk about your deduction before? The thing you concluded about me. I mean,
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part.
Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. We have this morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night, the young Russian was murdered.
Since when was Kazuma Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik!
In the original books, he had only one flaw, more than that, IMO, but I digress, according to Watson, and that was his major addiction to morphine and cocaine. If he didn't have a case, he would be high most of the time. Great! Great! Sorry, please continue.
No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face.
Well, you are some revolutionary after all. Therefore, I have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Please.
And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, that's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower.
Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. Deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There could be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
And what about that part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in this article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Where even is it anyway? Damn, dude.
Where is Afghanistan?
I'll find her. I'll bring her to justice. This Afghanistan play.
Yeah, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thank you.
I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby.
The article about the revolutionary has been entered into the court record.
This man just gave me his trash.
Pretty much.
And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
On the back? Oh yeah, don't worry, Spider. Yeah, Nightbot doing work, dude.
Let's try over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Oh, hi,
Okay.
Scrappy. How you doing?
Sherlock Holmes does most things looking at newspapers, apparently. Let's look
Before
up.
we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Oh shit, sorry. I
Ah,
clicked the next
yes,
thing.
Victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim.
Oh.
See that the victim was engaged in penning some text. Undeniable. Oh, that's you.
That is me. I'm Great House Video Games. It's good. Well, I'm enjoying this with the homies. This is Flatus Acacia and T4 Strikes, dude. The old stream and everything. Acacia's the only one that's live right now, though. But T4 does stream at certain intervals. Or else enjoying Phoenix Wright, or I guess Ace Attorney Chronicles. Like a prequel to it. London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read these private writings. It could upset people.
Tragic. Something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You mean you read it already?
It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese.
Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato-san takedown is. Susato-san? Aren't you gonna do a detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair. Life
Life
is
is
unfair.
unfair.
Yeah.
Anyway, return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of writing? Pray be precise as to details. Preparation is tough.
Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese.
Smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, Banzai, Mikado. Adonado. I trust you're suitably impressed. This diary is littered with complicated-looking characters of which I can read precisely none.
So what was all that showing off about before then?
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm much obliged. Dear madam.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound.
These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Speckled Band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring. The lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin.
Yeah, the adjoining cabin.
Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record.
Oh, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
Do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victims writing in his diary have piqued my interest. Matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Detectives are a curious breed. Our minds revel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation.
So you have ADHD is what you're saying.
Maybe. But yes, I intend to investigate, hence the truth will become clear soon enough.
Do you think perhaps that we can go with you?
Oh, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
Simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer.
Oh, these.
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No?
There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point.
Bruh.
You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago.
Tell me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
Quite sure. That's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really.
His brain is definitely abnormal, but I don't think it's ADHD. I'm talking about, like, not necessarily Sherlock Holmes. I'm talking about Herlock.
So, what were you looking at? Wait. So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are.
Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. Yo! Then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
Now you're just being plain rude.
Noodles.
Okay, bye.
And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name.
Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for?
Hmm?
We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well.
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can...
Hiya! Yeet.
Why do I keep getting yeeted, dude?
After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
Technically, you rolled him over, so now he just needs to accept his fate.
Yeet.
Ah, as if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part.
See?
Sounds nice. I'm at work right now. Oh, snap, dude. I hope you have a good shift, dude.
Yeet.
Hopefully we can play more DBD in the future, dude.
Play with the DVD streamer.
I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here. First, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a great way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, before we do anything, let's check the court record.
Court record?
Yes, the court record.
Okay, what are we...
Court record?
Examine the newspaper.
Okay.
And let's... Scroll to the back, let's...
Oh, who's this bitch?
This is interesting.
Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
Damn.
I don't know, I can't make any sense of it.
Oh, I'm glad you've noticed this article.
Ugh!
Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes.
He just shows up.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappeared from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. He is, of course, the talented, young Nikolina Pavlova.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
It would appear that the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Suzato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
Tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. Oh shit, dude, the Russian out of the country.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. The article about the ballerina has been entered into the court record.
Alright, that's all we needed.
Alright.
Let's examine the sailor dude.
The dude? Okay. Herlock's character looks like he's from Fire Emblem. Yeah.
Excuse me.
What?
I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I investigate a little outside?
My mother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. It is not true, I see.
Sorry?
Criminal asking prison guard to help him escape? Very funny.
We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping.
Yet. You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay.
All right. There's no point trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure.
Alright, to the left? Let's see, what else is there left to investigate?
Spilled ink, maybe?
No, that's already.
Oh, I know. Examine. Did we examine the dining table?
Negative.
No, not the table itself, no.
Right, examine that.
There's nothing on this table at all.
I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Damn rude.
The plate and cutlery are
door.
all over the floor for some reason.
Wait, what?
I'm examining the
Door.
The door?
I was examining the table. That's what you guys said.
Well, Tifa said, I don't know, dude, and I clicked the door, but it didn't. I don't know, dude.
It was an error on my part.
You meant to say, look, they have some same letters, okay? Door and table.
No, I thought
Okay.
the table would have said something, but it didn't.
It is saying things.
Oh, why isn't it? I didn't say anything for us. It said like nothing. It said there's nothing to investigate.
Then perhaps you are responsible. Okay, I'm trying to skip through the fucking text. Okay. Whatever, that didn't bring anything relevant. Click on the door. When I went for help and the crewmen forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed.
It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy. And it just slides across to secure this door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine.
Oh, 20,000 rubles equals about 278 US dollars. But this is back during the Victorian era, so in today's money it would be like 7 grand. Yeesh.
Nah. I remember reading once in a detective novel that the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a boat across from the outside of the room in a situation like this.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they all seal together perfectly. There'd be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
What about a magnet, though?
Right back.
Okay.
When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles up and down my spine.
Oh, wait, there's another dude?
Oh shit, dude, he spawned in. You gotta wait for,
I was say, is that who I think it is?
I don't know, he just spawned in.
I'm back.
Maybe that's what happened, the killer spawned in, dude.
Oh, God.
So what goes on?
Alright. Oh, look over there.
The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he?
That's what I thought.
Why don't we try talking to him?
Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. But I suppose I could try.
Examine the man. The killer spawned.
Is that?
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
Oh no, it's just the crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh, yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir?
Yes, what can I do for you?
I knew it.
I recognize that face, but it can't be.
Off.
It is.
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
Hello again.
What are you doing here?
I think that should be my line. So stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped.
Nearly stopped, I hoped.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board this ship.
Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
Sure, it's
How
not
did you get
cosplaying at this point?
How did you even get approved when you're coughing up blood?
Who knows? If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask.
I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation.
He does need to see a doctor. Alright, what are your special orders?
So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? Classified.
I'm so sorry.
Hmm?
This is all my fault. I take full responsibility.
What?
For what?
My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard.
Ah! Oh no.
It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead.
Oh.
And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated.
Assassinated? How? How could that even be a possibility?
I'm not sure. These are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Mr. Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities.
This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated?
Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
I see.
I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day.
Shit.
I never imagined it would have happened here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result.
Oh.
A disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize.
Inspector.
If there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word.
Alright, permission to investigate then.
We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves.
I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer.
Being assassinated or murdered. I feel like murder could imply that, like, it could have been, like, accidental or something, where assassination would require more planning and stuff, but...
Give me a second.
Okay.
Alright. Take your time, Tifua. I'm getting old, dude.
I feel that. When we get to, like, a good stopping point, I wouldn't mind saving and wrapping up, just a heads up.
Yeah, I got you.
You getting tired, I'm assuming?
Yeah. You know, since I've got time, let's Google this
Of course
shit.
not.
Oh God, what?
Oh god.
Said,
Of course not what?
not.
You mean, of course not.
We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door.
Yeah, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin.
Okay, key difference between murder and assassination. Murder is the killing of one human being by another, and assassination is the murder of an important person, which is conducted for political or religious reasons. So that's the main difference. So murder is just you fucking killed somebody, but assassinating somebody is that person was important and you're trying to screw things up, like, politically.
Sheesh.
Where's Shelly the killer?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
What?
You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two.
I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well.
Would it be possible? Give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive.
What do you mean?
If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to.
But I don't see how.
There may be a way.
What? Really?
Think of how you try to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
Evidence?
It's just the same as when you are in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel, and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use.
So evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? All right, yeah. I think I might know what we can use. All right, let's hit him with the fucking thing, dude.
Not that thing.
Not this thing.
Nope.
What, this?
Nope.
The
It's already in
diary?
your possession.
Okay, think about this. We want to investigate the next cabin. Wasn't there something that Asogi thought was sus about the cabin next door?
So we're
ventilator?
presenting the diary.
Bingo.
Wait, so...
What's that?
It's 'cause it was
I
diary.
fucked something up. Somehow it didn't let me present.
Hit R.
Yeah, I did before, and it didn't give me a present option.
Wait, did you go through court record?
Oh my god, shut up! Sorry, I'm yelling at the game because it started cycling through the thing. Okay, so court record.
But did you present? Did you click present?
There's no present.
Go all the way back. Like, go all the way back, and you'll see like the 4 options: dialogue option and like the
Oh,
investigate
fucking
option.
hell. Why couldn't I just do that when I was fucking talking to him?
Says an ace attorney. This is
Stupid.
great ace attorney.
Stupid.
I need it. It looks stupid.
Exactly. Just before he died, Kasuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary.
Strange? In what way?
He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill."
A speckled band? That is strange.
Yeah, we're just trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is,
Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it?
You're very astute, Inspector.
ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin.
That's right, so if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the Speckled Band was.
Alright then.
Hmm.
I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
Really? You're willing to do that?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though.
What about the captain? Aren't you going to go against his direct orders?
Off. I'm a man of my word. I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain.
Aw.
After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do.
Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last.
Alright, let's see what we can find out. Guy's amazing, yeah.
Okay, we're moving.
The first-class passageway.
9th January, 7:48 a.m. SS Buria, first class cabin, Passageway.
Fuck is that on the floor?
That looks like
That's
a
mousetrap, isn't it?
Whew, I'm finally out of this cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be, and this is the most luxurious accommodation.
Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on the study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. There's another crewman keeping watch, and he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down.
He's totally man-spreading, isn't he? The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose, like people in handcuffs?
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
Oh yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
Please, don't give me that pitying look.
Oh, let's talk to him.
We're gonna talk to the burly man.
Yup.
Oh god.
This is gonna be fun.
Excuse me, but could I ask you something?
You little stowaway murderer.
That wasn't a good start, was it?
Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you?
You little third-class ladies' maid?
Oh.
We seem to caught the sailors on a bad day, Suzato-san.
I'm not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman, Biff Stroganoff.
God damn it. God damn it.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
God damn it.
First, I name him Stroganoff, dude.
Not just
I
stroganoff.
haven't had that.
Fucking
I haven't had
beef
that in a while
stroganoff.
either. Oh. Oh, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think.
I guess we're talking to this man.
Mr. Stroganoff, about this first class cabin area.
Here we are in the finest part of Beria steamship for very important persons.
What sort of very important persons?
government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place.
Gosh, that's amazing.
But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean, but Stroganoff is not animal.
Thank you.
If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied?
Ah,
Oh.
Sorry, my voice went a little high. Suisato-san, did you understand that?
It sounded like da. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no.
Genius.
it is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation.
Well, it sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least.
Yes, it's tantalizing. Okay, I guess we ask about that then.
Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's?
His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He's a very important Western gentleman.
A Western gentleman.
Not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murder of student boy.
How can you be so sure about that?
Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands.
Bruh.
That was harsh.
Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard?
That is not your business.
Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there was anyone there.
Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right?
That is not your business.
Alright, tell me about last night.
Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff?
All time. Criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
It is sad about student boy.
Were you on watch last night as well?
Of course.
And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual?
Why do you speak of Tom Jones?
Susato-san, did you understand that?
It was clearly a no.
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. You see me cry. I want to die.
And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way?
I said no.
Hey, Malden, dude. Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there.
Why the fuck you lying?
This is enough. I cannot say more now.
Oh,
It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin.
yes, alright.
Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. To escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly.
Yeah, I understand.
Farewell. It's not unusual.
Should duty
What's
left
new,
singing.
pussycat? Good, now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely.
Let's examine the door.
Which door?
The second class door.
Alright. That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me.
I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead.
You can't have guns here.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I can run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway.
Okay, let's examine a desk
Okay.
and the mini desk there with the book.
I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Okay, so no.
No?
I'll say with
No.
the ship protocol stuff, the other desk.
I thought you'd be able to examine the book.
Oh, the book. I touched the desk, dude. You told me the desk.
That's weird.
He meant to examine the book. That book on top of the table, there really is a huge... Wait. That book on top of the table, there really is huge. There's a pen with it, too.
Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log.
Should I have a little look through it, then?
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting.
Anyway, look here. Last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably that means there was nothing to report.
Alright, let's examine the diagram.
Okay.
This is like a plan of the SS Buria. It shows each deck look.
The Buria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering.
Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink in the bottom of the ocean?
Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
It is?
Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan?
Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than the ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Well, I suppose so.
Oh, that's all we get? Okay.
Alright, let's pan to the left and let's examine the neighbor door.
Neighbor door.
This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Joe.
Oh, who?
Joe Mama. Huh,
Ay,
got him,
goddamn
dude.
it.
I don't get it.
No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help us with our inquiries.
How annoying.
Let's examine the alarm.
What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it?
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm?
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets all alarm bells ringing all over the ship, and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh. Yes, I have to...
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it!
But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs.
You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be even in a worse situation.
I wish everything would just stop. The ship included.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
Scream? What was that? It just came from inside the cabin.
Ooh, okay, so the lobsters whistling on the top of the mountain is actually the Russian saying, like, legit translated. For Japan, it would be, when potatoes become eels.
Wow.
Wow.
Such a high-pitched
yell.
scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. Oh, wait, that was fucking
Oh,
Sholmes.
that's me!
I thought I was still
I'm
coming
about
from
to
the
break
room.
the door down.
Mr. Sholmes!
I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges.
I mean, mood. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
Doesn't. How the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick?
I think we should just go in. There's no time to think about stress relief.
He just wants to kick something. Mood. 9th January. SS
know that
Budia. First class cabin. Number 2.
Oh, he's Russian.
Oh. Keisha, would you like to be this Russian weirdo?
Who are you?
A Western gentleman. This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream.
Woman, don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin.
True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed?
Get out, all of you, now.
Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Loyalot, I believe.
Yes, that's me. And you are...
I'm one and only, the actual Sherlock Holmes. You've heard of me, no doubt.
No.
I'm a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. I assure you, you may trust me completely.
That man uses that magazine like a business card.
A detective? I do not trust detectives.
He distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls.
Oh, the bag.
Oh.
There wouldn't be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. How might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case?
What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that?
Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk.
Don't look at me.
Bruh. Oh my, did you see that, Mr. Naruto?
Yeah, the case just shook.
Leave, now. Otherwise, I'll call the steward.
So, this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Royalot. There's no doubt about it, that strange man is hiding something.
I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. Bruh.
Let's examine.
Okay.
What the
Oh,
Really?
God damn it, Sherlock. Herlock,
yeah, let's
whatever.
examine Herlock.
Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes?
You need only address me as Sholmes.
That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there?
Hi, I was resting, of course.
Resting.
Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time. That you would need to call my great powers of detection into service.
God damn it. Oh,
And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken?
Well, no, actually, you're spot on, for once.
Observe closely. The Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. you know it is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why? Truth, of course. Oh, it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians.
Bruh.
Right.
I can imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed. Would you like to witness it?
Oh, yes, please.
My favorite part of this entire game.
Oh, okay.
Well then, what you're about to see may well astound you. I'm about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case.
Oh, God.
Shit, here we go, dude.
Let this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you.
What?
From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious of an account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness?
What?
I really don't think either of the things should be occurring to you. Or anyone.
That's right. And Mr. Sholmes? I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
Must have complete silence.
What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that?
Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions.
What do you mean?
For one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at the very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not?
Ugh. Oh, Naruhodo-san, I never imagined I would witness one of the Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes.
That was a great deduction?
Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
What? What ineffable twaddle.
Bruh. Oh, yes. I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astounding impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true.
I can hardly believe it, but all the color has drained from Mr. Roylott's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Scholl's conclusions were right.
How could you?
Could I possibly know such things? Wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. How do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery? Let us board the train of reasoning.
Let us board the train of reasoning.
Plainly, let us work through my deductions together.
Oh my
Yes.
god. Oh my god.
Oh, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott. Obviously, what catches the eye in the first place? This is the enormous pair of shears in your hands. So we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? Answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You're on the verge of using the shears to cut away that copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. Question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Note, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular, the fascinating front page article. It would appear you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. Evidence that reveals your true identity. Article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extreme copious beard. Having known the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. Short, your true identity is beyond doubt.
Oh my god, he's so dramatic.
Oh, the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain Bolshevik. Not that I have heard of you myself, you understand.
A revolutionary on the run. What the hell?
Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime.
Ugh.
The proof of this crime, over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. In unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see.
Ugh.
And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the fugitive glance falls. Proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. This time, I think that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? In my estimation. Young lady, perhaps? One slight enough to fit therein?
Oh shit. Oh, Aki, thank you so much for the raid. We're doing Ace Attorney tonight. Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Dear me. I'm not well suited for life of crime, are we? You're careless.
You guys are doing Fall Guys, nice.
I have no idea what that word says.
Something
well,
in French.
it shows you.
Yeah, that works.
Again, we need only follow for your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the passages of this newspaper.
Dun dun dun.
There's another most stimulating article.
Spin.
We turn the fleeing revolutionary to the back page.
Oh my god. He's so dramatic.
Now prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. The headline can lead us to but one conclusion. The crime is that of abduction.
Oh.
According to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova.
Oh my god. Sholmes.
It's like half right, half wrong, what I'm guessing.
Yeah. This concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma, Elemetsky.
Damn it. Oh my god.
I love these so much.
Susato-san, That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over here a moment?
Bruh.
Hey, what can I do for you?
It's about your deductions. Would you mind?
Not at all. Go on.
Well, to start with, there's just a newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but, these two men look nothing like each other.
Ah, yes, I recall a discussion earlier, and at the time, I believe I told you. The man is revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance.
In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylott does look more like this man than you do.
That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina.
Indeed, a truly startling revelation. First glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman.
Not just first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child in that case, even if you pushed really hard.
I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
You don't know? Oh, the young lady is 15.
No, I didn't know. How could I?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case.
Years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain weakness in their bodies.
Ew.
Vinegar?
Such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case.
Oh dear. You might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, this whole thing's turning into a circus.
Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention is logic that seems a little off.
Her idea of a little may be a little off itself, Miss Susato.
It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Switch some keywords in his deductions?
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction.
Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind.
Oh my god.
This man is a lot of work.
At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me.
Oh.
It's not that funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's a little
Sad,
bit
really.
funny.
Ah, and you, my good fellow.
Sorry.
Take a moment to look at your wrists.
My wrists.
Hey. Where are your handcuffs?
Huh? How? How did...
I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction.
I don't believe it.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Sholmes, you're a marvel. You're a marvel, not DC.
Of course. Did you see me in the movie Shang-Chi? Don't worry,
Oh, God.
I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. God, I like that movie.
I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered. Robert Downey Jr. played Sherlock Holmes in a thing. Therefore, yes, he is Marvel. He's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
God, please.
Oh, shit. Robert Downey Jr. is Sherlock Holmes. Okay. So, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes is about to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Here we go again, dude. But it's me, though.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Oh my
I
god.
read these lines, or are we pretty much good?
I think we're pretty much good, but we just figure out what we switching.
Yeah. Cheers.
That's right.
That's not right.
Okay.
There it is.
I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me though.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either.
Which means I suppose that deduction's wrong.
Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters.
Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott.
I wonder if it really is his beard that he intended to use those shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better,
Then what?
then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we can even use to switch around in the last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for?
I'll have one, scrolling.
Oh, I get it.
No, dude. Oh, no, dude.
Spin!
I got it, dude. Is it this, Tifa?
Is it Keisha got it?
Is it
Hey,
there?
Golden locks?
Yeah.
Alright. Yes. You were on the... Oh, shit, dude. It's my turn. Oh, the snap. You were on the verge of using those shears to cut away those golden locks, you sport. What is that, you sport? Okay, we'll go with it. Fuck it.
Okay.
Indeed! You have
Wait,
identified the
okay,
precise detail on-
something got fucked up here.
What you mean?
Okay, I clicked on it rather than presenting it. That's what happened.
Oh. Yeah, we could have clicked on it for more
Oh my
dialogue.
fucking god, he's doing the thing.
Here, I'll read it again for you. You were on the verge of using those shears to cut away the golden locks, you sport. Is that good?
Yeah.
Indeed! You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose.
Oh my god.
Much less, golden hair certainly does not befit an old man.
You're not a man at all. You're a woman, and judging from the length of sheen in your hair,
But still very much in her youth.
Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair. No one would have suspected.
here we go again, dude.
What the heck is this? Why would you decide to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. Evidence that reveals your true identity. An article about the revolutionary.
Nope, tag me in, dude. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you? He's a man.
He's a man, baby.
Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise. Naruhodo-san, you're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducing the facts with Mr. Sholmes.
I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly business. Nothing
yes,
personal,
yes,
kid.
I understand. Say no more.
Well, anyways, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? This evidence that he's picked out doesn't quite fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true. Given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman.
Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now.
Yes,
let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them.
For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read about it or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best.
Okay, so it's gonna be the article about the ballerina.
Yes!
She's jelly, oh my god.
Yes. Let's go! Yes!
Oh my god.
Oh! The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina.
That's right. You fit the nail on the head. Now, in prima ballerina of the Novich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It appears we are finally able to address you by your true name.
Yes, because of your true identity is that of Novich Ballet's prima ballerina.
It's Nikolina Pavlova.
Oh shit. Ugh! Oh god.
That was almost dangerous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh!
You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone.
Next.
Alright.
Now changed, I'm guessing. Now, as for my second conclusion, you are at this very moment on the brink of committing a most grievous crime.
Mm.
The proof of this crime over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. You know, unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see.
Ah!
I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. As we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. Proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, the traveling case.
This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well.
No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what is the crime this young woman is is apparently committing? Huh. I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around to Mr. Sholmes?
Stop it. Anyways, there must be something else that shows what this woman's up to.
Oh, there is.
Oh shit, dude.
Aha, there it is. Oh,
Got it.
I clicked look at it instead of present. God damn it.
It's okay. So did Vieira.
I did too, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Look at that dazzling tiara.
I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruhodo-san, try it on.
What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful.
Why does the tiara look so familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently.
Okay, I'm gonna...
What I was gonna say is, there will be times where we might have to, like, examine something before we click an answer.
Oh, okay.
That's not one of those times.
Okay. Alright, good night, Nando.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh. The proof of your crime is surely this tiara.
Ah!
I believe this tiara was worn on stage by dancers in the Novich Ballet, is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. Summary.
The crime you have committed is theft.
Oh no.
Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you.
Ah! I have no one, no family, no friends. I'm all alone and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an earl of Prussia. It belongs to me.
This girl's only 15 years old and she runs away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely.
All right, I will tell you everything. There is no point in hiding it now.
Come, let us not be hasty.
What?
There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You have actually refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It's reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not
One more time?
so, Miss Pavlova?
There you go.
Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? Dear girl, there's no sense in playing these games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me. You're not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup de whale betrays you. Once again, you only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case. Written on the books on the shelf.
Stop the cabbage, dude. He's completely changed tack with his deduction now.
I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? Just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem like the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case. Would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true, but still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
And there has to be another reason as to why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn.
I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase. Oh,
Oh, wait a Yeah. What was the answer?
like this?
No, not that.
Oh,
Oh, the
this?
Is it the rules?
Yeah.
Yes!
Remember the rules?
Oh shit, dude. Okay. I'm gonna present it, dude. Yes. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or dangerous objects in their cabin. Pets are all strictly forbidden.
Inside the case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. This is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents.
As we've seen, the trunk wobble from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item would have moved of its own accordance.
Please, with one possibility, Miss Pavlova, inside your traveling case.
It's the last item used as a
Last
forbidden.
item, listen.
Wait, how do we do
Yes,
this?
that's at the same time.
Okay. Is the last item listed
The
as
last
forbidden?
item listed as forbidden in the vessel.
Rules of passage. It's like off to me, and that's why I stopped.
Okay, how about you read the first part and I'll just read the red part.
All right. Is the last item listed as a forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage?
A pet!
Oh my god.
There we go.
Ugh. You guys are so out
I
of
forget,
sync.
just
What
'cause
the fuck?
It's like on Discord we're in unison, but no matter what, this thing is just gonna be super off.
Solved. Oh my god.
Easy peasy, dude.
Elementary.
Deduction
Oh my
complete.
god.
Elementary.
Elementary, my dear
Nice.
Naruhodo.
I love the theater of logic and deductions.
So clearly, you aren't who you said you were.
No, I am not Grimsy Royalot. My real name is Nikolina Pavlona. Everything you said was correct.
Absconded. People?
You absconded. Sorry, I spaced out. You absconded during your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel.
Which couldn't have been easy. The Beria is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Did she really have snuck on board without being noticed?
In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. Personal recommendations is to leave well alone.
So, if it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin?
Very veritable tinkling of a bell. One other than this young lady, naturally.
Like a full set of pipes, if you ask me.
I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I am sure they'd come looking for me. That's why I decided to... How do you say? Disgust myself? So no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man? I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard? Then just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper, right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. I don't know out of Russian. I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... Tifa?
At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door.
Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Things do indeed happen like that from time to time.
Are those two even talking about the same thing?
There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case?
The snake, isn't it?
You were right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew.
The secret is safe with us, I assure you, but in return, let's tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night.
Yes, all right. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something, Mr. Shulm's great deduction?
Well, certainly something, yeah. I'm just not entirely sure what.
Mood.
But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible.
Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing.
And yes, what?
Observe your wrists.
My
Ah, your hands are cuffed again.
What? But how?
Due to my word, I have restored your shackles.
When and why?
There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say. It can't be helped at the moment.
Can't it? Really?
Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the Speckled Band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was. You sure you shouldn't be a thief or sleight of hand check is insane, right? Okay, so are we just gonna talk to her?
Do we want to keep going?
You know what? This is probably a good stopping point. I would like to sleep.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have been at this for a long time.
Yeah,
Well, we got pretty decently far in this, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we're pretty much almost done with part 1 of this. So this would be a nice spot to stop, just so we can get to know the ballerina, and then like the next part of the story.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay. I go sleep.
All right.
Are you gonna keep streaming?
Let me see. I think I'm done too.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking. It's late for me, but I also need to fucking do some stuff before I come back on later today.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.